Hey, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name's Olivia, and I'm a gender affirming voice teacher. And if you are just getting started with vocal feminization or voice training of any kind, you are in the right place. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the things that are important to think about once you've decided to take that leap. I'm going to talk about what's important in terms of your mindset. And then I'm also going to talk about, depending on your budget and your learning style, different ways that you can learn. So let's get started. So the first thing that is really important to do when you've decided to take this leap into voice training is to really reflect on your feelings about your voice and about the process. It's important to get clear with yourself about how willing you are to really invest in yourself and in this process. Voice training is not something that happens overnight. It really takes a commitment to yourself and to practice it can be challenging because it can bring up a lot of emotions and it can be hard to be vulnerable and share your voice or even hear your voice back as you're working toward your goals. So some things I would suggest is to, do some journaling, to talk to close friends, talk to your therapist, to close family, anyone who's a supportive person in your life that you can, talk through these things with. It's also really important to have people that you feel comfortable practicing your voice with. So those same people, having those safe people to practice with is going to be a really great thing as you start to actually do your training. So the next thing to kind of figure out is what your budget looks like in terms of voice training. Do you have a budget for voice training, or do you not have a budget for voice training? Luckily, we have the interwebs, okay? So there's a lot of great resources online. If you don't have any budget for voice training, there are a lot of YouTube videos that you can check out. You can, of course, go to my page where you can see a lot of different exercises and tips. There's a lot of other great creators on YouTube, on TikTok. Reddit can be a great resource and can be a great source of community where you can post videos of yourself and get feedback if you're interested in getting feedback. So those are a few great free options. There are a couple benefits to learning online. First of all, it's free, we love, but you also get to learn from many different teachers and creators. So, let's say one concept, you hear somebody talking about one concept and it doesn't quite make sense, or the exercise doesn't resonate with you. You can try another exercise from another teacher. So that's a great benefit. But there are some cons about learning that way, of course, too. You're not going to have one-on-one feedback, so you're not going to have a critical ear, a professional critical ear listening. And it can also be hard to kind of stay motivated and stay on track if it's just up to you how that, voice training keeps going. You might also get confused by the amount of information out there. Should I be doing it this way? Should I be doing it this way? So it's great that you have all these different teachers, but then it could be confusing as well. So if you have a little bit of a budget, not a huge budget, you can try a self-study e-course. I'm actually going to be coming out with one later this year. And the benefits of a self-study e-course is, you can go at your own pace. You have all the information that you need all in one place with exercises that you can follow along with. And you can kind of continue to revisit the same things and really, give that a try. Give this one methodology a try. With a lot of self-study e-courses, I know with mine, there will be a community aspect. So much like on Reddit, where you have, conversations between people who are doing the same thing, it will be that kind of thing. So that's another benefit of doing an e-course. So some of the pros could actually be cons too. If you have that flexibility in working through the e-course at your own pace, maybe you won't be as motivated since you have all the time in the world. You also may not get that face-to-face, one-on-one instruction that can be really helpful when you're trying to figure out what works for you. You can also try group classes as another affordable option. I teach group classes. The next one is going to be this summer. And some of the benefits that I see from the group class, again, is community, being face-to-face, Zoom face-to-face with other people going through the same process. You do get one-on-one FaceTime. It might not be as much as private lessons, but you do get that one-on-one interaction. And when you're not interacting with the teacher, myself, you get to watch the exchange and learn from watching somebody else go through those exercises. So overall, the e-course, group classes, these are both great, affordable options that are really helpful in getting the information that you need and creating community. Now, if you do have more of a budget, private lessons are a great option. The benefits of taking private lessons are, there's many. First of all, the accountability, especially if you're taking weekly lessons, the one-on-one feedback and the personalized feedback is really amazing. And the ability to ask questions, of course, and make sure that you're working toward your specific voice goals. Really getting critical feedback that's going to be helpful for you right away in the moment, and having things explained to you in a different way. If you don't understand one thing one way, that teacher can explain things differently so that you make sure that you really understand the concept. Every person has a different learning style, and everybody responds to different things. There are clients that I work with there's a handful of clients that a certain exercise works with, and a handful that this other exercise works with. So that's a really great benefit of doing private lessons as well. So if you are interested in one-on-one private sessions, the first thing that you should do is go to your insurance provider and see if they offer gender-affirming voice care through a speech pathologist. The next thing is to see if there's a speech pathologist in your network that offers gender-affirming care. Not every SLP is trained in gender-affirming voice care. Now, I think that's changing more and more. I think it's, of course, being more and more prevalent. But just because it's a speech pathologist doesn't mean that they necessarily specialize or have been trained in gender-affirming care. Now, if your insurance doesn't cover gender-affirming voice sessions, you can come to someone like me. So I'm a gender-affirming voice teacher, which means that I'm not a speech pathologist and I don't take insurance. So you can come see me no matter if you have a referral or not. You don't need to deal with any insurance issues. So same thing here. You want to make sure that your gender-affirming voice teacher has taken trainings, has experience teaching gender-affirming voice. Those things are really important, and of course make sure that it works with your budget. I hope this video has been helpful getting you started on your voice journey, kind of points you in the right direction. If you are interested in trying a consultation with me, I do have a link down below in the description. You can click to book a session. Thank you so much for watching. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.